Alright guys, today we're going to switch a little bit from the Pythagorean theorem to finding the length of a diagonal of 3D figures. So again, your diagonal, if I had, let's say, rectangular prism, sorry, I'm not very good at drawing these. Your diagonal is your piece that goes right down the middle. That would separate that bottom thing into two separate triangles. So the Pythagorean theorem, we've used a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Today, you're going to add another component, which is the height. So length and width have kind of been our a and b of legs of a triangle, but now we're going to add the height piece. So let's go ahead and jump into an example. All right, guys, let's look at this first one. So again, we want to figure out what the length of the diagonal is, or this thing that would cut this triangle in half at the bottom and at the top. So let's go ahead and use our formula. Length squared plus width squared plus height squared equals diagonal squared. Well, 13 is going to be my length, so I'm going to go ahead and plug that in. 13 squared plus our width here is 8, and then our height is 15. And make sure that you bring that exponent with you. 13 squared is 169, 8 squared is 64, and 15 squared, which is 15 times 15, is 225, equals d squared. If I add all these numbers together, I'm going to come out with 458 equals d squared. If you take the square root, use the calculator that I gave you, you get d equals roughly 21.4. So the length of the diagonal of this figure is 21.4. Let's go ahead and do another example. All right, guys, let's look at the second one. Again, we're going to use our formula to figure out what the diagonal is. So I'm going to have 5 and 6 are going to be our length and our width. So I'm going to do 5 squared plus 6 squared plus our height here is 15 plus 15 squared equals d squared. 5 times 5 is 25. 6 times 6 is 36. 15 times 15 is 225 equals d squared. Now, if I add all these numbers together, 25 plus 36 plus 225 will give you 286 equals d squared. If I take the square root, both sides, take the square root of both sides, you're going to come out with roughly about 16.8 or so. Use your calculators to figure that out. Alright guys, that's going to be it for me today. Go ahead and let's practice this.